There are three main reasons why you should open the chassis of your laptop after 4 years of usage. Reason number one is because you should actually change the thermal paste after 4 years of heavy usage. If the thermal paste is dried out, the conductivity between the CPU and the heatsink of the CPU is just gone. It's gone out of the window and it's never coming back. The CPU will just heat up to a really high temperature and thermal throttling will happen and everything is just bad. And every move on your laptop will just feel like a complete disaster. Now, the second reason why you should actually open the chassis of your laptop is to inspect the battery. So the battery life after 300 or 400 charges is just gone and it can be swollen.
Oh my god, what is that?
And that's just a good time to change the battery if you're already opening the chassis. In this specific situation, it wasn't the case, but it's really good to do that inspection. The third reason is because you can upgrade or change the RAM. And in this situation, we are talking about a VivoBook 11015G4 with E3 processor with 4 threads. And this is an older generation laptop and it had a Intel UHD integrated graphics card and it had also a limitation on the RAM. It had a 4GB RAM of DDR4 and it could be upgraded to 12GB of DDR4, so add 8 more gigabytes of DDR4 and also enable the dual channel on that memory. Now let's get back to the beginnings. The user of this laptop is one of my friends and he was complaining about the temperature and the performance of the laptop, but also because of the battery, because it was charging really slow, but also sometimes it was interrupting. So in this specific case, I told him to bring the laptop to me and let's just open it up and inspect it.
Brother,
Removing the battery connection from the motherboard during a laptop repair is essential. Even if the laptop is turned off, the motherboard is not truly empowered. Modern motherboards utilize standby power rails, often labeled as 3.3 or 5 watt, always on. These rails stay active as long as a power source is connected to allow the laptop to listen to the power button press, charge the battery, and maintain the internal clock, and also keep the RAM active during sleep modes. The second reason why we want to remove the battery connection is the risk of accidental shorts. A tiny screw falling on the energized part on the board can create a bridge between a high voltage rail and a low voltage line, causing permanent silicon damage. Also, the display cable danger is the most common killer of motherboard. The display connector carries high voltage for the backlight, and there's also a risk of electrostatic discharge. This is a really important step when we are removing the Wi-Fi antennas from the motherboard. And connectors are usually rated to only 30 to 50 reconnections on their entire lifespan. They're not designed to be snapped on and off repeatedly. Ripping the connector off the card, the male pin on the Wi-Fi card is only held on by a tiny solder point. If you pull the cable at an angle with too much force, you can rip the entire port off the card. And if a connector breaks during removal, a small metal ring often stays stuck on the Wi-Fi card. This prevents a new antenna from being attached until the fragment is removed with a needle. Now, as you have seen, I opened up the laptop and it just built so much dust up, and the CPU fan was also clogged. And I had to take down the CPU fan and the heatsink, clean it up and everything around. Since I took off the heatsink, you have also seen that the thermal paste was just gone. It has dried, and that was clearly one of the reasons why the CPU performance was really bad. I added just a little bit of thermal paste, as you have seen in the video, and that's just solved the problem. I installed back the heatsink, and then I placed back all the connections, the Wi-Fi antenna. Now I also inspected the battery and I couldn't see any bloating, which could actually put at risk the motherboard. Any bloating could just press to some other parts. And I also inspected the charging port, the DC jack, and there was no problem. Now there was still a problem with charging. So I was thinking that the battery is old, it went to too many cycles of recharging. I made a picture and I searched the internet for the new battery, and it was really expensive. So I just inspected the charger cable again, and it just came out that the main problem was the wire on the charger. So it was just bent too many times. So I just asked the owner to change the charger. I closed up the laptop, and on the same software which I installed at the beginning, temperature was around 54-52 degrees on the CPU temperature, which is really bad for a idle mode on the CPU. It just went down to 42-44 degrees on the CPU temperature, which is just awesome. And that's just by changing the thermal paste. That can really improve the performance of your laptop. After giving back the laptop, after 1 week, I just asked the user what happened if he just changed the charger and if that solved the problem, and also how is the computer, the laptop, working now. He saw a dramatic improvement in the performance of the laptop, and he was multitasking again as in the beginning. And at the same time, he just changed the charger and everything was performing correctly now. So the battery was not the problem, the charger was the main problem because the wire was just bent too many times. In this case, change the charger and everything now was charging perfect. So just make sure that you do maintenance on your laptop or your desktop, because after 1 year or 2 years of heavy usage on your device, it's just really recommended to change the thermal paste. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and also check out the other 2 videos which I have over here and here, how I built my desktop and also the setup. I really hope you enjoyed this one. See you on the next video.